Do you think? And I bet Anthony will probably say yes to this because he's got a marketing bias. Do you think marketing people should get bonus around performance of sales? Because you mentioned there that the marketing department should be bigger than the sales department, but they certainly don't get the commissions of the sales department. So what's your view on that for marketing teams?
Well, I don't pay any commission to my marketing team, and they haven't asked for any. I think you need to pay. I personally think you just need to pay people well. In fact, I would probably try and get away with paying any salespeople commission actually, and just pay them full whack for their value, and then just keep increasing it. I know that's not very conventional. I certainly have had probably a 50-50 split myself when I was in sales between commission and base. But yeah, I'm not an expert on sort of reward and commission structure, but I do think you need to make sure from a retention perspective, you have to pay people a great bonus. And I think that the people that I hire, I certainly in my career, I was never motivated by money. That's strange probably for a salesperson because most of them are, but I was motivated by other things. And it's important to probably on an individual basis understand what really motivates them. Sometimes it's title, position, discretion, empowerment, or whatever it might be. It's important on an individual basis to understand what motivates them and make sure it's a sort of tailored package for them. But I haven't felt the need to financially motivate my marketing team, and I don't plan to, because a lot of them, they're creatives. And if you pay, there's an expression I heard years ago, if you start to pay people for being creative, then it becomes hard to be creative. It changes the whole dynamics, and they do what they do because they love it. And so you just need to find the right people who are motivated and aligned with what your business is trying to achieve, and they get what you're trying to do. And they definitely need to work well with sales as well. And for me, it's a sort of having one team that sits across sales and marketing is definitely, they're united, and I don't see that very often. We certainly have it luckily in our business, but it's a critical thing to achieve.
Good answer. Really good answer. How do you think the current headwinds in the economy will impact your business in 2023?
Ooh, well, it's funny timing this, because I only heard last week that the government have offered another recovery loan, which was news to me. And if there's free money, it's not free money, but if there's free money going around, I think there's nothing better than to have as a business access to funds that are sort of manageable by your business and not controlled by, I don't know, some investor or whatever who's calling the shots. So frankly, we're looking to try and leverage that. We leveraged previous sort of recovery loans during the pandemic, and that's helped us accelerate our growth massively. We've got a headcount of 10 people more this time than last year. And of course, more feet on the ground who are performing results in more growth. This week, our end of year is December, and this week we've exceeded our revenues and profit over last year. In fact, our profits were probably in the second quarter. Sometime in the second quarter, we exceeded our profits in last year. So that injection of funding into the business, you could say, from these recovery loans has massively injected growth into our business by being confident to sort of put our money where our mouth is and hire some fantastic talent. And it's not hard. It's not easy to find. So we're having to be creative around that, especially finding people outside the sector and bringing them in. Has worked well for us.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Obviously, recruitment close to my heart, obviously being a channel recruiter. How are you apart from the 9-day working week, which is definitely going to be attractive, but how are you attracting talent? Are you getting people from other different parts of the market, or are you resellers, partners, vendors, or are you actually going out of those sectors into different industries?
So I would say it's important to sort of look at what I would call sort of returners or reskillers. So people who might be at the end of their career, and people are definitely working longer now. They might have a particular industry experience that's relevant to your business, and you can easily upskill them in the skills that's required. Or it could be people, for example, we have one consultant who had spent a lot of their life in marketing, and as part of the project is actually marketing. How amazing is it for a client to have a marketeer help them with their marketing project, because they can understand the terminology. I think there's a sort of danger of in our industry for people to see an IT project as a technical or IT project. I think it's important to see it as a business project and add value at a business level. What's best practice? How can you be more effective at helping your clients be more effective at what they do, and especially sort of drawing on experiences from other industries and other because they're similar companies and what have they done, and that's the sort of value that our clients appreciate a lot. And so I think it's a great opportunity to go and find your clients. It could be your end clients or people in the industry who have the right sort of soft skills to make it in your business at whatever else you do, and then to provide career paths and training to help them along the way. And in addition to that, we do a lot of what I call early in careers investment, whether it's people who've going the whole Kickstart or apprenticeship route, or whether it's grads or just people who have just reached a ceiling of their career potential in maybe an IT support role at an MSP that they want to go further, they maybe want to go into consulting. But so we help them in our business. A lot of our consultants could come from the support team. And so during their year in the support team, they'll learn the product skills, they'll pass all the exams they need, they'll learn all the soft skills, how to show up, and they'll also, importantly for me, it's almost like a mini MBA, understand how do businesses tick. You have to be curious about business. How do they get their leads? What makes them grow? What are the business challenges? All of the sort of business side of things. I said, when you're on the calls with all these support clients, if they don't seem in a rush, ask them a question like, how's business? What's your challenges? Or just be really interested in business, because when you go on to be a consultant, you have to be a complete package. You have to show up and be interested in business, and then the product stuff is like, clients take it for granted that you know the product, and that's the easy bit. So be really interested in the other bits, and the journey that we provide people coming in, whether they're experienced in IT or out of school, it doesn't really matter. It helps them, and we've also set up something called an academy, which is that we've defined a sort of curriculum along a 3-year career path for people coming into the business on different sort of careers, and what are all the skills that they may need, and sort of from a product, technical, soft skills, to sort of help them be the best they can. And that for me was inspired by my experience personally at IBM. I had a lot of investment to help me learn the ropes and add value in a client and sales and consulting environment.
The last question I've got for you, Carlene, and I'm not going to call you Mystic Meg or anything and predicting the future, but where do you see the biggest opportunity in 2023 for the IT channel and Cloud9 itself? But then let's talk about the wider company. Where's the biggest opportunity in tech next year?
Well, earlier this year there was the Great Recession. There was a Great Resignation. They said, if there is a recession, actually it can be an amazing time to hire talent, because when there isn't a recession, everyone wants the shortage of the small shrinking pool of people. I would say to people, go out there and be a part of the solution, go and create new talent. I would hate to be any of these grads or people coming into the work, and I've got like a daughter in the middle of uni at the minute. I'd hate for her to come out. Imagine she just finished and she's coming into a sort of nervous market. That wouldn't be a good thing. I think we all have a role to play in creating talent of the future. So bring in as many people as your business can invest in. Not just from an ROI perspective. Don't just think of it like that. If you're good at what you do and you're a team, or good at mentoring people, bring in talent. But also it's an amazing opportunity to find talent during that time. And I always have this belief that it probably takes 6 months to get somebody up to speed. So don't leave it to when you need people on the ground, because people will continue to leave businesses. And I think that during the pandemic, less people moved, and people, so that's why we're seeing more people moving into the contracting market now, because the government's just changed the rules on IR35. So I'm sure that won't be a positive in terms of retention or attracting people or finding people. That's going to make it difficult. But yeah, just really focus on skill. In our industry, it will be all around, it's all around skills and talent. And so it's not just about being the best place, having a 9-day fortnight or a 4-day week. That isn't good enough. The salaries are being driven to a crazy amount. So the only way, it's about supply and demand. It's basic economics. If we can create more talent and bring more people in, go out to your local schools, make sure people are thinking about coming working in tech, especially females, because you need diversity in the workforce. So yeah, do your part to bring in talent. Don't just be stealing it from everywhere else, but yeah, just go and create talent, and then we'll all be in a better place when the economy's growing. We'll actually be able to grow, because at the end of the day, you can't really grow if you haven't got sort of people there to help you deliver on what you're selling.
Carlene, you've been a great guest. Thanks so much for your time.